The world's population is projected to reach a possible 9.6 billion people in the year 2050, a 38% increase from today. How will we feed all of these people sustainably? In 2050, the world will need 70% more food. As of now, at least 1/3 is wasted. In the UK alone, 30% of crops aren't harvested due to not meeting cosmetic standards set by supermarkets like Tesco, Asda, Morrisons and Sainsbury's. 1.2 to 2 billion tonnes never makes it to being eaten. Globally, this is almost as much as the entire net food production of sub-Saharan Africa.
So, how can we feed 9.6 billion people in 2050 when we can't feed 7.5 billion in 2014? The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations study in 2012 shows that world hunger is being reduced and is on track to complete the hunger target of the Millennium Development Goal. If continued at the same rate as the last 2 decades, world hunger could be eliminated by the turn of the century. Obviously, this is way higher than we need to feed all 9.6 billion people by 2050, and has error in assuming that there is no population growth over this period, or that all growth does not contribute towards malnutrition, which is not possible.
When it comes to feeding the globe, conventional methods like the intensive rearing of livestock and the extended use of fertilizers and insecticides are both polluting and unsustainable. Not only do they involve the bad treatment of animals such as cows and chickens, but they also reduce biodiversity and cause processes such as eutrophication in ponds and lakes, in which the aerobic organisms such as fish are harmed due to the algal blooms. Another problem is that developing countries lack the infrastructure to obtain and maintain a good harvest, lacking facilities such as grain stores and refrigeration.
Genetically modified foods have the potential of solving the food crisis in the years to come. GM plants have had some genes that offer desirable traits transferred into their genetic codes. These traits could solve some of the main agricultural problems of today. GM foods are disease, blight, and pest resistant. These problems usually cause significant annual harvest losses. A GM papaya saved the Hawaiian industry from collapse in the early 1990s. It was threatened by the ring spot virus, to which the GM papaya is resistant. Corn has been modified to express a protein that kills certain insects, and drought-resistant maize is being marketed in the USA. GM foods can also be more nutritious than classical ones. For example, the golden rice variety provides greater amounts of vitamin A, and the healthier potato that produces less acrylamide when fried was created. Other advantages can be obtained in genetically engineered breeds, such as faster growth or longer shelf life, already obtained in some tomatoes. Thus, GM foods can offer the solutions to the food crisis by increasing the agricultural yield or by allowing us to obtain more nutrients from less food.
One solution is to boost productivity on existing agricultural land. This means there is less need to clear land for agricultural use, which in turn will reduce deforestation. This will maintain biodiversity and preserve the habitats of many species. This will also reduce greenhouse gas emissions, as much of the wood cleared from deforestation is burnt, releasing much CO2 into the atmosphere. By developing more efficient ploughing techniques and improving soil management and water management on agricultural land, we can close the gap between existing and potential yields. By bringing all farmers up to a certain standard of efficiency, we can close the gap between existing and potential harvests. Crops will grow taller and the yield will increase, giving us more food without the need for a net increase in agricultural land. The globe has all the resources needed to feed all 9.6 billion of us in 2050 adequately. We just need to be wise and use sustainable energy sources such as solar power and wind turbines. By using sustainable energy sources and also improving the food distribution problem, we can eventually work to feed the global population adequately.